What do you know about the origins of Halloween? If you are like most of us, the history of Halloween is something you never have really given much thought to. Halloween's a holiday we traditionally celebrate with trick-or-treating, Halloween parties, and such. But today I'm going to enlighten you about the origin and traditions of Halloween. The history of Halloween is really a cool story, as you will see. Halloween is one of the oldest American holidays. It is said that 2,000 years ago, Celts, an ancient pagan people in Ireland and some in France and the UK, November 1st was their New Year's Day. This is probably because November 1st marked the end of the harvest and also the beginning of the cold, dark winter. The Celts believed that Samhain, the god of the dead, released the spirits of the dead into the world of the living on October 31st. To honor Samhain, as well as the end of harvest, the Celts had huge celebrations. They built bonfires and wore animal skins during these celebrations. They believed that this would protect them from the roaming spirits of the dead. In an attempt to convert the pagan Celts in the 17th century, the Catholic Church imposed one of its own holidays over the pagan holiday known as Samhain. This holiday, known as All Saints' Day or All Hallows' Day. The night before Hallows' Day was known as All Hallows' Eve, which later was shortened to Halloween. Around the year 1000, the church again added its mark to Halloween, designating November 2nd as All Souls' Day, commemorating the souls of the dead. All Souls' Day was also celebrated by bonfires and dressing in costumes. Why do we carve jack-o'-lanterns? The carving of jack-o'-lanterns comes from the custom of carving turnips into lanterns to remember the souls of the dead held in purgatory. The turnip has traditionally been used in Ireland and Scotland on Halloween. But immigrants to North America used the native pumpkin, which was easier to find and also larger, and it made the carving easier. Why do we trick-or-treat? Trick-or-treating, or as it's called in other countries, guising, is customary. Children go out trick-or-treating on Halloween, dressed in costume from house to house, asking for treats, saying trick-or-treat. The word trick refers to a mild threat to perform mischief on the homeowner or their property if a treat isn't given. The practice of dressing up and begging door to door for treats resembles the medieval practice known as going a-souling. Poor folk would go door to door receiving food in return for their prayers for the dead on All Souls' Day. Now, one piece of information that I did find as far as how jack-o'-lanterns got started, and I'd like to share that little story with you now. It was found on info.com. The folktale known as Stingy Jack tells the story of an Irish villager named Jack, who was known for not just his stinginess, but his overall bad behavior. Twice the devil came to Jack's soul in punishment for his earthly behavior, and twice Jack tricked the devil into promising he would not return for his soul ever again. When Jack died, he was refused entrance into heaven. But when Jack reached the gates of hell, the devil reminded Jack of his promise and sent him away with a single piece of burning coal as a lamp. Jack, doomed to eternity, wandering the earth with his dismal light, earning the nickname Jack of the Lantern. I thought that was pretty interesting. And why do we dress in costumes? Costumes are traditionally traditionally modeled after figures like ghosts, skeletons, witches, devils, etc. But over the time, the costume selection has really extended. It now includes fictional characters, celebrities, and such common things as babies or nurses, doctors. According to Wikipedia.com, the first mass-produced costumes appeared in stores in the United States in the 1930s, when trick-or-treating became popular in the U.S. Halloween activities. Well, we know a lot of people like to watch horror films, tell ghost stories. But I'd like to talk about a popular game that we all do at Halloween, and that's bobbing for apples. Now, when the Romans invaded Ireland and other Celtic regions, they included a day to please Pomona, a goddess whose symbol is the apple. Thus, bobbing for apples came about. Another tradition in Scotland was predicting one's future spouse by carving an apple in one long strip. Then toss the peel over one's shoulder, and the peel was believed to land in the shape of the first letter of the future spouse's name. Also a Scottish tradition was for unmarried women. They were told that if they would sit in a dark room and gaze into a mirror on Halloween night, the face of their future husband would appear in the mirror. But if they were destined to die before marriage, a skull would appear instead. Now, we all like haunted attractions, or most of us anyway. And they're designed to scare and thrill people. They may include haunted houses, corn mazes, and hayrides. They're thought to have started as fundraisers by like the JCs. The sophistication of the effects has really grown as technology has grown. According to Wikipedia.com, haunted attractions in the U.S. bring an estimate of $300 to $500 million each year and draw some 400,000 customers. Now, what about Halloween food? Well, Halloween food was pretty much any food that was associated with the harvest. Goes from candy apples, candy corn, candy pumpkins, caramel apples, caramel corn, pumpkin pie and bread, and roasted pumpkin seeds. Now, what's a Halloween party without Halloween music? Lots of songs are associated with Halloween. They weren't necessarily written for Halloween, but have a big significance at Halloween time, including Monster Mash, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, Werewolves of London, Little Red Riding Hood, and even Michael Jackson's Thriller have become hugely popular Halloween songs. Now, you might wonder, how is Halloween celebrated around the world? Well, it's not celebrated in all countries, but the majority of the world celebrates Halloween. And the popularity of Halloween in the United States has spread to other places, such as South America, Australia, Europe, Japan, and other areas of Asia. However you celebrate Halloween, whether it's trick-or-treating, going to a haunted house, or attending a Halloween party, I hope you can pass on some of the history of Halloween to others, because the history of Halloween is often not thought about, but as you now know, is very interesting.